Welcome to my little space where heart and hook stitch up a place where we can together make a refuge, safe for all our sake. Hello, it is now Tuesday. I've just put out my previous vlog. This is the beginning of vlog number 63, and I'm working on these spiral granny squares for my blanket project. I have 11 of these, so I need to make 2 more of this variety of colors. This is square number 3 for my first blanket of the 4 that I'm making this year. So every month I have a chunk of a blanket that I'm doing, and I'm alternating between all 4 blankets each month. So I have 2 more to make, and then we'll take a look at what they look like spiraling together as if we were to make the blanket all out of these, but ultimately each blanket is going to have 6 colors. So I will show you a time lapse of one of those squares being made here. Now, I wanted to show you, I got the most awesome secondhand gift from a friend of mine. So a friend of hers gave her this because she didn't have anything to do with it, and my friend didn't have anything to do with it. So she asked me if I could use it, and I was like, heck yeah. So what we have here, it kind of looks like bags of cotton candy, right? But it's fiber, and they all say they are Merino Dream. No, Dream must be the color, this blue color. They're all merino. It looks like the company is Mohair and More. So I'll see if I can find that company to tag. But this one is called Cotton Candy. This one is called Buttercup. You can see that they all have a label. This one is Lilac. They're all labeled merino. And this one's called Lavender. So I have some merino wool that I can spin on my drop spindle. And I imagine I have in mind what I could do. I could put them in kind of rainbow order using the pink as like the red. And I'm thinking if I spun it, regardless, I think it'll spin kind of thin. And then I can do like a 2-ply. So I was thinking I could ply some of this pink with itself and then transition to plying like the pink with what would be next in rainbow order. We would do the yellow next. Then I could ply half and half with this as a transition, and then switch to this, and then ply half and half with this and the blue. And then I could make sort of like a yarn that transitions between colors, kind of like the skeins that I was just working with for those dresses that you've seen me making in the last couple of vlogs. So I don't have time to start that right now because I have a few orders to make, but how fun is that? So coming up in the next maybe few vlogs, you'll see me tackling some of that with my drop spindle, and I'm excited about that. There's just so much I want to do. I wish I could do it all the time. But for this week's video, once I finish this particular square, I will put away the blanket stuff for just for a little bit, because I have more of this blanket that I want to work on this month. But I want to get to 2 orders that I have. One being a parasol in like sort of a dark mustardy yellow color, kind of an orangey mustardy yellow. And then after that, I get to make an Ariana Grande doll. So, and it's going to be larger than my usual size dolls. I'll be doubling up the yarns and using a larger hook than I do for most of my dolls, but using basically my same typical doll base pattern, but it will be very customized because it's going to look like one of her looks from one of her music videos. So stay tuned for that, but now I will get back to my squares. Okay, here are all the squares, and here is what it would look like if I made a blanket out of just this type of square, which I'm not, but I still like to see the colors swooshing together. So next I will be making the fourth square once I get a couple other orders taken care of. And of course, rolling balls of yarn is also part of the job, and I also love this part of the job. I don't know why, I find it satisfying. So I shared in a comment under somebody else's post. It was a public post in a public group on Facebook, and I shared an image of my latest Nana at the time, which was Nana Steve, named after Steve Burns. Anyway, that was a couple weeks ago, and I explained what my project was. So if you're new here, my Nana project is I'm making a doll every week, naming each one after somebody I find inspiring, and it's a Nana doll based on Niki de Saint Phalle, her Nanas, and they are all gloriously voluptuous female form dolls, and everyone is unique, and they all have different colors. They're kind of patchworky and fun and frilly. And I'm selling them and donating the proceeds to the ACLU. I'm calling this my anti-Trump art project. Okay, so mostly I get positive comments and people loving my project and my fundraiser. But I got a couple that I wanted to share with you, a couple negative Nancy's that I wanted to share with you here. Jan says, "Get a life." And so I responded, "Thank you for your advice. I appreciate you reading about my project." This person says, "This makes me sad. Why do you have to politicize your art? Like Trump or not, he has done so much to elevate women as well as free them from a tyrannical regime. He has positioned women into positions of power within his corporations as well as in our government. He protects babies. Don't come after me. I respect your art. Respect mine. We are sisters." I really had to think about this one for a little while. Like, how was I going to respond to that? I was a little bit shocked that people could actually think this way, but I guess they still do. So I kept it simple, and I just said, he has literally been found in a court by a jury to be a rapist, and that's only a tiny bit of what's wrong with him. Now, of course, I want to point out that the vast majority of comments I get are wonderful, kind, very encouraging comments, people who love what I'm doing. And this one really blew me away and made my day. So Philip said, "I love this, and I love Niki. She was an amazing, sweet lady. I used to go swimming at her house and play with her grandkids when I was younger. May she rest easy, and I absolutely love these dolls, as I believe she would too." So that really warmed my heart and made my day. Okay, so do you see this big fat skein of yarn I have for making this parasol? Well, I assumed I had way plenty, like more than I needed to make this parasol, but as it turns out, I had only just enough. I had just like a few arms lengths of the yarn left when I finished. We did a fire in the backyard, and the kids did marshmallows, and we could say I'm including it because it matches the parasol I'm working on here. But if I'm being honest, I really just love slow motion video capture of flames, and you'll see more slow-mo flames by the end of this video. Okay, check it out. Look how cool this dark mustard type color looks over this blue blanket. Whoa. Okay, so there is the main piece that will be for this parasol. Here is a brand new umbrella that I need to cut the fabric off of. And check this out. I had this one big skein of this color, and this is the same that I used for two of the AI generated patterns that I tried out, the pony and the fox that ended up looking like a Pikachu, and the pony with the gigantic back legs. And so I had quite a bit left of this skein. It was like a jumbo giant skein to begin with. And I thought I had way more than I needed. But by the time I got to the end, before I did this outside double crochet row, I started to get a little bit worried. And look how much I had left over. Oh my gosh. Just like a couple arms length. A couple arms lengths of yarn left. So that will go into my scraps bags for maybe a Nana. And this is what I'm going to use as the edge. So I'm going to just do a slip stitch around the edge with that. And then I need to cut the fabric off of that and tie it on. And then I can get out a bunch of different yarns, regular yarns and fuzzy frilly yarns, ribbon yarns in all the colors of the rainbow, and she wants those for the tassels. So it'll be rainbowy tassels, like a mustard yellow parasol with rainbow tassels. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this all gets put together and what it looks like. I was super pleased when a return customer of mine came and purchased this ruffle shrug. This is another Flower of Life design by Starlily Creations. This is one that I already had made sitting in a bin. So thank you. And that meant I had 3 items to ship out today. Okay, so you saw what I got up to this morning. I donned a bunch of orange to go with the orange parasol, and I photographed that out in my roller skates, as one does when one makes a parasol. And then I went to the post office and I shipped off all 3 items that I had to ship off today, which, by the way, really cool. I noticed all 3 are Flower of Life designs. All 3 are patterns by Starlily Creations. So I'm always going to be plugging her and all the other artists that I enjoy following their patterns. This is my own doll pattern. I'm doing not a baby. Right now it looks like a bald-headed baby, but this is gonna become Ariana Grande. It doesn't look that much like her yet, but she does have some nice signature black eyeliner and lashes, all fancied up with her brown eyes. And so this is what I'm going to be working on the rest of this evening. I'd like to say I'll finish it tonight, but probably not. And then I have some time tomorrow to do some more work before I need to get packed up and go as well, because I'm going to be going out of town again for another real quick little camping trip with my partner and his kids. So that'll be fun. I probably won't go whitewater rafting like they're going to do. I'll probably stay back and crochet at the campsite. But I like to be there, for the girls especially, you know? So I'll have to think of what I want to bring. I'll probably bring yarns to make my next Nana, because we're already coming up to the end of the week, and I need to have a Nana for next Wednesday. And then also on the docket, I need to make a custom horse. I got a request for a custom lookalike horse as a memorial. So I have the privilege of doing that task. This customer is going to send me a little package with some of the horse's hair inside that I can put inside the body of the doll. So I'll need to select yarns for that pretty soon, but probably not before I go, because I'm not going to take that with me when I go camping this weekend. I'll be back on Sunday. Right now it's Thursday. So, yeah. Oh, and a mouth puppet. I also sold a mouth puppet, so I need to make one of those. I have a bunch with the tongue ties already pre-made, because that's the one that sells the most. But this one has the teeth, so I need to make that one as well. So that's what's coming up in quick succession here, the next things that I need to do. I also have the 4th square of my first blanket that I can make, and then I can stitch squares 3 and 4 onto what I already have stitched together, squares 1 and 2. So I'll have the first 4 squares all completed before this month is over. That will be 2/3 of the blanket, roughly. Oh, by the way, I'm feeling almost completely better than I was at the end of last week's vlog, where I had a sore throat. All I have now is just like a little bit of what feels like allergy symptoms, like itchy nose and a little bit of an itchy throat. So I think it's just the tail end of a cold that I got very mildly. So my son had gotten a cold, and then I got it after him. So feeling much better and ready to crochet my heart away as usual, and I'll take some video clips when I'm up camping to show you when I get back. Okay, so it is Friday. I have yet to leave, obviously, for the camping trip, but soon I will be. I still have some time to be working, so this is as far as I've gotten. She's still quite naked. My customer wanted me to ensure to include only a couple of her tattoos. Her Eevee, which is on her upper arm, which don't come for me. I think that's a Pokemon character. You really have to know what you're looking for, but if you know that it's an Eevee tattoo and you know what Eevee looks like, I think you can make sense of the scribble that I did. And then she also has a moon behind her ear. So there she is so far. She needs a skirt, a top, and her hair. So I'm going to do the skirt next, because then I can see how I want the top to position over the top of that. And I'll save the hair for the end, because the hair is just going to be a lot of loose strands that I'm going to put into a ponytail, and those will get in the way as I'm sewing other stuff on. So that's her so far. She has these like mesh gloves that fit all big and bulky, not bulky, but like loose and flowy around her arms in real life. And so yarn is just yarn. So they look kind of like big oven mitts, but I think once her whole outfit is put together, I think it'll look right. I considered just crocheting the arms all in one piece and just doing the dark gray until the skin color. But then I really kind of wanted them to look bigger than her arms and sit on top of her arms, because the look of the gloves that she wears, it's just like all this material that's floating around her arms anyway. So that's kind of what I was going for. You know, with yarn, I'm giving an implication of an outfit. So, but the whole thing is so structural, doubling up the yarn like this and using a larger size hook, which I really like when I make the dolls bigger, because if I made the doll bigger and just used a single strand of yarn and my smaller crochet hook, the structure of the body would just be much more floppy. So I like how structural this is, how thick the material ends up being. So I think it lends itself well to making dolls larger. And then also it's, you know, it's not like tons more stitches, because the stitches are bigger. They just go up in size, and I don't have to increase the amount of stitches and thus the crochet time. The thing that I find the most annoying to do and fiddly are little embroidery things like this, because I want it to look right. And especially on giant stitches like this, trying to get something with as many details as Evie, I think I did a pretty good job there. There's the tail, if you can't tell. There's an ear, and there's the other ear, and I just put two little teeny tiny lines for the eyes. So I'm pleased with that. I knew I didn't want to save that for the end, because that would be weighing on the back of my mind that I still have to do the tattoos. So I did that next, because now the rest should be a breeze. The clothes and the hair, we're pretty good to go. I probably won't finish this before leaving for camp. And I'm not completely sure whether I'll take it with me. I think I'll take it with me, because I'd rather just get it finished. And we're not like camping far away from the car, so I can just like keep it in the car when I'm, you know, it won't take that much more to finish it, and then I can put it safely away in the car and it won't get like camp grubby stuff on it. So yeah, I'll check back in with you when I'm back from camping, and I'll show you a little bit of what that entailed. Well, hi guys. We should start moving maybe. Can I come through? Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. Hello. Okay, I'm gonna leave you alone. Don't be scared. It's okay. My first project bag that I had with me for camping was this Ariana Grande doll, and I just needed to finish making her shirt and her hair. And then I also stitched on her necklaces, which my customer said he may attach some Swarovski crystals to it when he receives the doll. And so there, I did a little photo shoot here in the trees. And then the next project I had was a mouth puppet. By the way, that was a frog that was in somebody's water jug. Yes. I did yoga. I had a full day with a big chunk of the day all by myself because the rest of the group went rafting and I stayed back in the cool shade and did my thing as I typically do. I enjoy the rafting too, but like if I'm really gonna do what I prefer, I would rather chill and crochet and do my yoga. And it was really, really comfortable weather, so I'm looking forward to going back next weekend as long as the weather is comfortable. Next weekend is Memorial Day weekend, so it'll be a little bit of a longer weekend. So this little bird came by to say hi. It was really cute. The next project I had to work on was these squares for the first blanket that I began. This is square number 4 for blanket number 1. And I needed to make 12 of those. This little moth paid me a visit. Or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. It's tiny. It was so cute. So the girl that this blanket is for was there, and she was excited to see the squares being made. She and the other kids built this fire. This is a kid architecture structure project for the fire. Everybody's always amazed at how cool the fire looks when I do a slow motion video. So this, once it was full on burning and it was a nice big fire, I just thought it looked so picturesque. Here's where it really started to look cool. Check out this spiral right here. My final crochet project was to start a Nana doll, and I actually got through all the crochet that I thought I would. I thought I might get to making maybe the legs of a Nana doll, and that's exactly what I got to before it was time to go. So I just used some of the yarns that I had already had on me for the previous projects that I was working on. On the last morning, the kids got creative and collectively built a little house, tiny little house made of mud and stones and sticks, along with a little garden next to it. They asked me to take a picture of it and then later asked me if I would include it in my vlog, and I said, of course I would. I figured Ariana was deserving of a bit more of a proper photo shoot once I got home. So that's what this is. And as I've been doing, I went ahead and spread out this square number 4 for blanket number 1 to see what it would look like if I were to use only these squares all together. And next week you'll get to see me put them all together with the other squares that I have so far for this blanket. So look what I've resorted to. This lantern I got so many years ago, and it has like, I think it takes like 8D batteries, and you can charge your phone with it. So right now I'm charging my phone off of this battery operated lantern, camping lantern, because we have a power outage going on right now. And I've been using my phone all morning because I'm not stopping working. So I have like sort of a schedule that I do for posting, and I'm keeping up with that. And because we don't have power, we also don't have our Wi-Fi right now, which means that I have to work off of data, and I think that it's struggling with the data right now, getting internet for me, because everybody else in this whole neighborhood is having to do the same. So, you know, it's all of a sudden a big strain on I don't know what that would be, internet. But so I've also been needing to gather yarns and take pictures of them and photograph them to a couple customers, because I have one customer that I'm in talks with for a custom doll. By the way, yeah, I got another custom doll order beyond the Ariana Grande doll. I don't think I filled you in. I haven't talked to you since I got back from camping. So hi, it is now Monday and I need to wrap up this vlog. So that's why I'm chiming in now. I'm letting you know what I'm doing, and I'm straining the battery life on my phone, but that's okay. I've got more D batteries. And also this is a scheduled outage, and it's not, I just got a message that it's not supposed to be going on for too much longer. It was going to go till 4, but it's now looking like we're going to get power back around 11, so, or 11:30 or something like that. So that's good. I'm just charging it up a little bit right now just so it doesn't die. But yeah, I'm messaging back and forth with my customer about her look-alike doll, and also with another customer. I've just started messaging her with yarn selection for her custom horse, which I do believe I already mentioned. I also got an order for a pair of my crochet hook earrings, the gold ones, and I already had those made. And I also got an order for a flying spaghetti monster. I also had that made. So I've pulled those aside, and they're sitting over there on a cabinet over there with Ariana Grande and the mouth puppet that I finished. So they're all ready to go ship off. I will do that tomorrow. Today, I'm going to just work at home. I do need to buy a little more yarn. I'm trying to limit, well, I've already explained this. I'm doing like a no buy this year, except for when I absolutely need something. So this is a skin tone that I absolutely need to go purchase more of, because it's like, we got to find the right skin tone to match this girl for her doll. And I got also an order. I guess the orders are just piling up. That's great. This is my orange that I have for the little sweater material that wraps around the owl for my little Rocky the Saw-Whet owl. And I'm not sure if this is enough. So I think I better go buy one more skein of this as well. This is sort of like it looks brighter here than I think it actually looks. We're getting some good sunlight coming in through the window right there. And I'm not using my microphone, so sorry about that, because it's charging right now. So one more skein of this, one more skein of that skin tone yarn. And I'm still keeping with my promise of not purchasing any new yarn this year, or used yarn, or like old somebody's stash yarn. I'm not purchasing anything this year unless I absolutely need it. And so only for orders that I really need it for, like right now. So we're, my lantern and I are gonna, we're gonna sign out. Does it have any battery to do that? I shouldn't do that. We're gonna sign out for this vlog, and next week you'll see me ship off what I have. You'll see the collection that I've got gathered, because I'm gonna have a good amount to ship tomorrow, because I think I can also make this little owl real quick, because I'm still waiting to hear back from the customer who ordered the horse, and that's technically what needs to happen next. But I also need to wait until I get the horse hair in the mail from her so I can put it inside the body. So that's a bigger project, and I can't really even make it to completion yet anyway, so I may as well make a small project and have that ready to ship out tomorrow with my other stuff. So with that, crochet hooks and colors bright, crafting wonders day and night. Join the fun, come see it through, subscribe, and I'll create for you. And check out Willie. Look at this. Look at this dog. Oh my goodness. Unacceptable.
to have such a life of leisure. 2 blankets, not even on his bed. I don't know what I was so worried about. And I still have that much left. So I can totally finish this little owlie tonight and get all my stuff packaged up for shipping tomorrow.